Normally I try to appeal to multiple sides in an argument, but fuck being politically correct. Free-to-play will change the MMO market irreversibly for the worse. Now let me explain as to why. Let's begin with the current situation. There's only 3 popular MMOs remaining with a pay-to-play model. Final Fantasy XIV, WoW, and EVE. There's also Final Fantasy XI, but it's no longer updated and it's heading for maintenance mode, so doesn't count. As a consumer, we want more for less. We're refusing to pay monthly for MMOs, and it shows with pay-to-play models slowly shrinking. The shift in the industry itself is not necessarily the problem. MMO quality will never be defined by its payment model, as evidenced by some failed form of pay-to-play MMOs such as WildStar. However, why, after starting to move from one model to another, are we suddenly excusing things? The moment a pay-to-play MMO isn't absolutely perfect, it will be chastised and buried. It's so important to actually keep up with the quality, or the players will go. However, when it's free-to-play MMO, suddenly everything goes. No content updates. Oh, but it's free! Wonky servers. Oh, but it's free! Pay-to-win items in the store. Oh, but it costs you nothing to play! Why are you using this excuse over and over and over when the pay-to-play MMO type is shrinking? Soon enough, all you will have is the quality that you will allow free-to-play to have. Why would you choose to stay in a product that you would deem inferior if you wouldn't be prepared to spend money on it? Time is money. Why would you waste it on something that would otherwise not meet your standards? If you're going to oppose one, hold the other one to the same standard. So how about we start being more picky? Instead of staring at the newest Eastern grinder graphical marvel, we see if A, the developer has a roadmap for their MMO, B, if their store is fair, C, if it does run well. How about we stop excusing games like Blade and Soul, where you can buy your gear upgrades and need to spend 3,000 euros or play 16 hours a day to keep up? How about we stop excusing null longevity and stop just hopping from one game to another because they can't sustain themselves? How about we expect the MMO servers to actually run and function and not put up with release lag? Because if you wouldn't pay for it, why would you play it just because it's free? If instead of giving you ice cream, I gave you pasta on a stick, would you really crunch it just because you did not have to pay for it? Before I end my rant though, let's not leave out the elephant in the room. Buy-to-play MMOs. It's a very weird market right now, and I don't think that it's fully decided what it wants to be. Just not all free-to-play MMOs are awful, not all buy-to-play MMOs are in one specific way. However, a category is emerging where instead of paying monthly, we're paying for updates. If you don't subscribe to Elder Scrolls Online, you need to buy major patches. If you want your secret world experience to expand, you need to pick up countless DLCs. And unfortunately, they also try to get you to buy their product by offering you power. What Guild Wars 2 did with their expansion pack, I would deem unforgivable. To be viable in PvP, you absolutely need the expansion pack mastery subclasses, or else you cannot or can barely compete. On top of that, the dungeons got nerfed. Regular rewards that you could get got nerfed. You have to buy the expansion pack to play the game. And don't let things like that slide. Because if you were playing World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy, you could function at level 50 content just perfectly fine without expansion pack. You only didn't get up in levels. But it wasn't such a bother if you didn't want to further go up in levels. But to force you into buying a product like that, or to make you go to the store because otherwise you can't get gear, don't let this slide. How you will treat the products will shape the next decade of what the developers deem acceptable in MMOs. So either shape them right or we're gonna be eating trash. Bottom line, no payment model is inherently evil. However, do not excuse things just because of a payment model that the MMO chose, or ultimately you will end up with a market flooded by lower quality products. End of rant. If you want to add any unpleasant experiences that you had in free-to-play or buy-to-play or even pay-to-play MMOs, or discuss pros and cons of each payment model, you can do it freely in the comment section below. If you like my content, please subscribe and perhaps check out what other videos I do, because I normally tend to play some non-MMO-y things, so just because you like my rants doesn't mean that you like everything else. And if you did really like this video, consider sharing it, raising awareness of it, and perhaps giving Murta $1.